What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Crazy for KV's RC. I'm Tim. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go and hit that button now so you don't miss anything in the future. So we're still working on trying to make the Optic a true dedicated performance rock crawler. It did pretty good stock. I did some parking lot modifications, threw a Fusion in there, aftermarket servo, wheels, tires, inserts, and it did pretty well. I was pretty happy with where it was. Quick little drive, maybe 15 minutes. But in my last video, which I will link here, if you missed it, was kind of part one to this. And it was really diving in, putting in overdrive in the transmission, putting underdrive in the rear axle, pinioning down, putting a different servo in it. We got a Reefs 777 in there, much more powerful, much faster than that 555. And it's direct power as well. We left the Fusion Pro in there, 2300 kV, and we shed quite a bit of weight. So you can probably see the panels over there. We did some quick and dirty Lexan side panels, and I just shot those, backed them in silver, and then on the exterior did black, and then did like a matte clear over that. So as it wears through, it should kind of look like, you know, metal with paint getting scratched off. Thought if I was going to do kind of easy, not so good looking panels, I might as well make them at least look decent as they wear in. Probably noticed the top panel was missing. One of the viewers said that they liked the clear top panel. Well, before I even saw that, I had actually decided just to get rid of it. Was thinking about trying to bend up a panel, heat up some Lexan, bend it around the cage. Thought, why add any weight up there? It's not needed, so we got rid of it. The side panels aren't really needed either, but it looked a little ridiculous without them. So we're out at the lake, obviously. This is kind of my go-to spot if you're kind of new to the channel, but there's gonna be some boats in the background, probably some motorcycles or, you know, trucks driving by, but I'm in a little bit of a different spot. So hopefully get some different terrain and see some different lines. I'm excited. We're gonna set some gates. We're gonna run this thing through it, but you know, you gotta have something to compare it to. It doesn't have to be scientific. I wish it could be, but it's not feasible. I don't, you know, have the funds to buy a bone stock one of these and drive it back to back. And even then, you know, I may drive one a little bit different and steer a millimeter earlier or something like that. So what I brought was one of my most capable trucks that I'm also extremely comfortable with driving. I know the lines it should hit. I can basically set gates for it without driving it, and then kind of fine tune. But I brought my VRD carbon. You guys have seen it. I've competed with it in like local non-Sorca comps many times, kind of just a class 2 open, I guess. And done pretty well with it. I think I drive it decent. It's more capable than me for sure. So that's our baseline. So I'm gonna set some gates. I'm gonna run them with my VRD, make sure they're doable. I'm not looking for the absolute hardest VRD lines. I'm looking for things that challenge the VRD, maybe take me a couple tries. I'm not keeping score or anything like that. I'm not even probably gonna show you guys the VRD footage just to keep this video short. I apologize, thanks for watching this part 2, because I wanted to put the running footage in that video, but we were in some bad weather. I knew it was gonna be a while, and I wanted to get that video out. So without further ado, it is heating up. It is mid-July here in Georgia, and we're in the thick of it. So I came out here early, try to beat the heat and some of the boaters and campers and things like that. So let's get to it. Got to turn my stability on my GoPro. Got her on now. This is a pretty cool little spot. It's right across the water. You can see that's where I normally go. There's actually some people working over there, maintenance. So I'm just gonna kind of drive it over to here to the first gate and see what I think. It's plenty fast, but it also is really, really slow when it needs to be. No tricks there, just good control out of the Fusion. That's the reason I kept it in there. And it sits so low in a VFD transmission. Okay. So you guys are going to see some gates and think I miss them, but there was no rhyme or reason to when I set these. I kind of was just feeling out the new area and setting them as I went. So I think one of the biggest hindrances this thing is going to have is going to be its steering angles to the right. I can't get the servo to throw the whole way. There we go. We're going to hook that tire. We're going to use the inside wall of that tire. And this doesn't have portals, so real important to nail that. Turn too far, get on that flat, completely on that flat face, and pretty impressive. VRD got it, and it got most of these pretty easily, but I'll take that. That's pretty good. It would definitely not do that stock. And it could be wheels and tires, or maybe just the control, but. So that's gate 8, so we're gonna skip that one, and I'll see you guys over at gate 2. So that's gate 7 right there. Come on. Oh. Pay attention to where I'm going. Problem with crawling out here in the summer is it's very busy. Steer angle here. We might still be able to get it to pivot around. See those cut and shuts working. Nice. All right. So that's gate 7 right there. Come on. Oh. Pay attention to where I'm going. Problem with crawling out here in the summer is it's very busy. Steer angle here. We might still be able to get it to pivot around. See those cut and shuts working. Nice. All right. So our gate 3 is a descent. I had a bunch of people tell me to get some Shifts RC, some of their clamp rings, brass clamp rings, and just didn't have a chance to get those yet. So this could have better front weight bias. Okay, we got through it. We're in the mud, but that's all right. Okay, got some people back here, brought a dog, and most dogs do not like RC cars. The whine of them, or kind of just the resonance. So just moved down a little bit. I skipped a few of my gates. I'll go move those. But so the run's going to be cut a little bit short. And I apologize for, maybe not talking you guys through as much, but just kind of wanted to just see. And I don't think I'm done yet with making this thing a crawler. That's not a good enough approach angle to get through that gate. We got to come this way. Okay. Truck's pretty stable. Pretty happy with how it's working. It's just long, so like this gate right here, I need dig, and I don't even know if I could get through it with dig, but yeah. So we hit both there, but honestly, the way it was able to balance up there, kind of side hill, and navigate through the obstacle for the most part, we progressed it, but we hit both gates. So okay, so we got our last one here. Come up here. There we go. Oh. So we're coming up to our next gate. This is our last one, actually. Not a crazy amount of running footage. I actually tried to do this video before, and couldn't come out here because it had rained, and these rocks they're gross when it rains. We just don't have the front weight bias to hit the same line the VRD did. It was able to hold itself up there once I got my front tires on, and that's, I can make it better for sure. But I did want to see. This is probably the hardest gate. There was maybe one that I didn't get to run for y'all. Just trying not to have a dog eat my optic here. Leave a comment down below if you're more of like a group crawler or solitary crawler. I don't mind crawling in a group, but when I'm trying to film, really like to be able to concentrate, at least do the best job I can. It's not always great, but and I will say this is not my private property or anything like that, but there's a lot of land out here, and it always kind of irks me when somebody ends up right next to where I'm at. I don't know if it's a curiosity thing, but I'm not rude, but I'm also not like overly inviting, I would say, when I'm trying to film. Hey, let them know I'm here. And if I pull up to somewhere and there's like a couple fishing or hanging out, having a picnic or whatever it may be, I'm like, okay, I'll go somewhere else. Like, I don't know. It's just it's a consideration. Okay. So this is definitely taking a non-conventional route the VRD didn't take, but I think we might have it, which I was about to give up. That's the thing is oh, that's okay. The VRD had a little bit of issue getting up here too, which is weird. It looks very easy, but there's a hard edge on that driver's side rear. You're just hoping to catch a lug on there, basically. Oh, oh. Do we get it? Okay, there it is. Can we hit the big climb here out of it? Probably not with that long belly, you know. And that's I talked about in the last video, some of the benefits of such a long wheelbase. You get a lot of reach, but to be honest, the reach only does you so good. And, you know, if you can hit the brake over after it, because a lot of times big climb means big brake over. So at least on the terrain I'm on. Some bonus footage for y'all here. We're gonna see the reach kind of bit us there with the brake over. Let's see if it, yeah, see, high centered. We're gonna try to bump over this. I wanna see if it'll climb this. We just don't have the traction. Don't quite have the traction, don't quite have the front bias. And to be honest, I'm not sure my VRD would climb this. I didn't try it. Just wanted to see. You guys can see the camera kind of flattens things out, but it is very, very steep. And this rock is not necessarily sticky. It's not sandstone or anything. All right, we'll go back to the truck. I'll let you guys know what I think and kind of our plan moving forward, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so we ran the truck. Unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, I did have to skip a couple of gates just because concerns of a dog attacking it. Just wanted to avoid that interaction completely. But yeah, we were able to get that and run. I think we definitely made improvements. You know, it's got better control. It's got better overdrive. It steers pretty good. It does not steer like a VRD carbon. It's just, and I don't think it ever will unless you put a VFD twin in it. You know, 46% overdrive. And probably need to do some geometry configuring on the steering because I get full lock one way and I can't get it the other way. So I need to investigate that because that's hindering it, at least in the one direction. I was pretty impressed with how planted it was. It's a, you know, plastic cage vehicle. It's not exactly the most low slung thing in the valley, but it did pretty well. And I was pretty happy with it. It's fun to drive. It's in a really good spot where it's really fun to drive. It's plenty capable. Still, I would still call it kind of a trail buggy. You know, it's got good speed, way faster than I can walk comfortably. And, you know, the big tires and everything kind of help get over obstacles, bump over little sticks, logs, roots, whatever it may be. But what's the plan moving forward? I think we need to get the front bias a little bit better. I think we're going to look into some of the brass clamp rings for those bead locks. I think tires too. No offense to Logan, you know, really it's pro line. You know, Logan just cuts and shuts them. You know, but G8 compound, the crawlers, they're not the best performing out here. But I actually have, Logan sent me a set of Tusk cut and shuts he made before J Concepts was making their LP 525 tusks. So I think next up we're going to run those. They'll be the same height. We'll get the same benefits of belly clearance and, you know, increased ground clearance, things like that. But a compound that just really does perform out here. Same inserts, and those are on a super shafty 2.2. So it's a nice wheel as well. So I think we're definitely going to try that. We're going to try to get a little bit more weight up front. And I think we're going to attack it again. I know Deluxe makes some knuckles. I'll have to look into that and see how much those are exactly. Just because I do have other plans for this truck. From what I'm seeing, I don't want to, you know, foreshadow, but I doubt I'm going to leave it as a dedicated rock crawler. I just don't think it looks as good. I want to put some of the scale stuff back on it. And I'm really curious to see what it's like as a kind of a trail basher, you know, a real high-speed trail buggy, even like a rock racer type setup. You know, I've said it before, one of the main reasons I want to go to that, you know, high-speed, big brushless power, lots of wheel speed setup is I'm going to put the stock gears in it, all of them. We'll take the underdrive out of the transfer case. We'll take all the machine gears out of the axles. We're going to go back to centered because I kind of want to torture test them. I want to see, you know, what can it take? That's going to do it. Hopefully this one was a little bit shorter, and I appreciate you guys coming back, checking out the running footage. Trust me when I say I ran all those lines at the VRD and a couple of gates you guys didn't see, and one that would have been very hard for the optic. But all in all, it did most of what the VRD did, kind of set a baseline. Is it a VRD? No, but that's not why you're buying it. If you want to go do competitions, buy a competition truck. If you want a cool truck from Vanquish with a pretty good center of gravity for a cage buggy that's easy to work on, it's on a fairly proven platform as far as the transmission, the axle somewhat similar to you know, F10, F9, lots of options for ring and pinions, things like that, and just a cool looking truck, then yeah, it might be an option for you. So I'll keep you guys updated, let you know. Hopefully soon we'll get another video out. Next week's not going to be optic related. I got a tire test video that I'm about to go film. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you next week. Thanks.